Hello everyone, welcome back at PW IELTS Prep. So today we are here with our another video on the essay type advantages and disadvantages. So in this lecture we are going to learn about the different structures and also the kind of prompts that you will get for this type of essay. So let's go ahead. So here basically you will have three types of questions, right? The three type of question, or I would say that, you will have the question ending in three different ways. Like the very first will ask you the very first will ask you discuss the advantage and disadvantage. So it is advantage and disadvantage. So you can easily understand that they are asking you to write down advantage also and disadvantages also, right? So it is to discuss advantages and disadvantages. The other one, if I talk about, so it is called do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages. So here we need to show the balance. Ki, do you think that advantages are more than the disadvantages? Advantages are more than the disadvantages. Right, so here we need to show that balance. Okay, I believe yes, this particular question or that situation has more advantages than the disadvantages. So we are not denying that there is no disadvantages. Yes, there are, but what I believe is that there are more advantages of this than the disadvantages. So this come into this category. Then we also have a question type where you will ask to discuss the advantage and disadvantage and also add your opinion. What do you think about this, right? What do you believe about this topic? Okay, you are talking about the advantage also, you are talking about the disadvantages also. Now finally you also add what is your opinion, what do you think personally about this topic, right? So this is what you can write now. Now in short, if I'll tell you, देखो ये वाला जो question होता है आप इसको इस तरीके से लिख सकते हैं. Whatever the topic you have, okay? So let me give you a very simple picture. Let's suppose you are talking about the advantage and disadvantages. So let's suppose, see, here nothing is impossible. If you believe that this particular situation has only the advantages, I do not find any disadvantage here or any disadvantages here. So you are free to write one-sided essay also, that you believe that, okay, I write down 100% advantages. I do not believe that it has any disadvantage, right? You can do that. If you think that yes, it has advantage also and disadvantages also, so you can write down your essay 50-50, that what I'm doing is I'm writing 50% advantages and I'm writing 50% disadvantages. Now, if you think, advantages are more than the disadvantages, so make sure that you are giving more weightage to your advantages by, writing the advantages like 80% and then you are writing the disadvantages of 20%. So you have these particular three structure. You can write down, yeah, I believe that this situation has only the advantages. The entire essay will talk about the advantages. You can also talk about that I believe it has advantages and disadvantages both, right, equally. So write down one body paragraph for advantage, the other one for disadvantage. If you feel like, this situation has more advantages or maybe more disadvantages than the advantages, then you can, divide your paragraphs accordingly. So today we are going to understand one of the question, and also we are going to understand that how to develop the introduction here, how to develop the body paragraphs, everything in detail in our all upcoming slide. But before writing any question, before writing for any essay, I told you that it is very, very, very important for you guys to understand the prompt well. See what the question is asking you so that you can exactly answer the same. So it is very important whenever you are writing your essay, to understand the question, to understand the prompt, what they are asking you and what they're asking you to develop. So let's see here. You will have 40 minutes, as you know that, and you have to write down somewhere 250 or more words. Like make sure that it is somewhere between 250 to 280, not more than that. And of course, not less than 250. So here the question is social media. The question is about social media. Well, social media is becoming increasingly popular amongst all age group, right? All age group. However, sharing personal information on social media website does not have risk. Sorry, does have risk. There is no not. Does have risk. So let me repeat is social media is becoming increasingly popular amongst all age groups. However, sharing personal information on social media website does have risk. Do you think the advantages of social media outweigh the disadvantages. So understand that. What they are saying is, now everybody, you, me, the kids, even the adults and also the older people, everybody is used to use social media. They are using it, right, throughout their day and night. And not only they are using it, but also sharing their day-to-day information. Okay, we are going there, we are catching up, we are, we are going to the party, we are going to that particular trip, this is what I have here today, this is what I have eaten today, everything that they are sharing, right? So the question is saying that, okay, everybody is using, and what they believe is that sharing personal information on social media, a social website or social media website does have risk. So it has some risk also. So what do you think? The advantages of using social media outweigh the disadvantages, right? Sharing this information, the advantages of sharing this information is outweigh the disadvantages. So this is what we are going to discuss in this essay. So here, give reason for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write 250 words. I'm repeating here, guys. Write down 250 words somewhere. Sometimes what happens, students have written, they write, or they think that, okay, my essay was fabulous. Somehow they are not able to reach that 250 word ka target, and they are not able to get their marks in their task response. So make sure, just to get marks in all 4 criteria, you are achieving everything which is being asked or given to you. ओके सो एसे स्ट्रक्चर को आप सीख लेते हैं कि अब एसे स्ट्रक्चर कैसे होता है. ऑफ कोर्स वी नो दैट इंट्रोडक्शन है, बॉडी पैराग्राफ है, कंक्लूजन है, बट how to write introduction for this advantage and disadvantage, how many paragraphs we are supposed to develop for the advantages and disadvantages. When I'm writing, yes, the advantages are outweigh the disadvantage, or let's suppose when I'm saying, no, I believe that this situation has equally advantage also and disadvantage also. So in this case, how we are supposed to write on the body paragraph, and of course how many body paragraphs. So this I will be discussing in this slide. So the first thing, I'm talking about the structure when it is talking about the outweigh, right? The advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So let's see the introduction. Of course, you have to rewrite the statement without any fail. All the essays will ask you to start your introduction by paraphrasing the statement. So make sure you are introducing the question, introducing the prompt in your own language by rewriting the statement. Then you have to add one advantage and one disadvantage. Of course, the question is about, how the advantages are outweigh the disadvantages. I will tell you that how you are going to prove this. But yes, in the introduction, make sure that you are writing advantages as well as disadvantages. Then the body 1 will talk about the very first advantage, right? Let's suppose if I say yes, that using social media has several advantages, and one of them is the connectivity that we are getting. It makes people, from the eye of the social media, the world is a very small ball. People can connect anytime, anywhere. If they are not even connecting through their social media accounts, they are able to understand their activities, that what they are doing. So they are aware, somehow they are connected, not directly, but yes, indirectly they are connected. Let's suppose I have disadvantages. Now, when I say, okay, I have explained that idea, I have given the example, then the second body paragraph will talk about the disadvantage number 1. So let's suppose if I say the disadvantages, I also however, it has some disadvantages. For example, sharing excess number of information or the excessive information about your personal life can, can spoil you, or something like that can happen, right? So you are describing your disadvantages, which you are explaining with the example. Then the role of this outweigh come here, the very third paragraph, right? So you will have total 5 body paragraph here, right? Because you are here going to describe this, how advantages are over the disadvantages. The third body paragraph may you will add how the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, right? For example, whatever the reason you have given here, you are going to compare. Okay, you are going to compare these in the body third, and then you will have to explain. And of course, last but not the least, we have a conclusion where you have to mention both the points and you have to neatly finish your essay, right? This is what you are going to do in this essay type. Now see, the essay structure is what is when it is only the advantage and disadvantage. अभी ये structure जो मैंने आपको बताया ये था जब आप outweigh करते हो कि there are more advantages than the disadvantages. But अभी this structure that we are going to talk about is only when you are writing well. Yes, it has advantage also and it has disadvantage also equally. I feel that 50% it has advantages, 50% it has disadvantages. For example, if I say now it is become quite popular to take 1 year gap before getting into the college and after your higher education. Let's suppose I'm saying it has become popular to take 1 year gap after your school and before going to the university. So advantages of this situation, what do you think? Advantages, write down the advantages and disadvantages of this. What? When the students are taking 1 year gap after their school and before their college. So what is the advantages of that one period gap? At the same time, write down what are the disadvantages of that particular period, right? So here it's advantage and disadvantage both. So here what happened again, you will have the statement with rewriting, right? You will have the advantage and disadvantage in your essay. Now very clearly the very first body paragraph will only talk about the advantage number 1, which you will explain with the example. The body paragraph will talk about only the disadvantage, right? The very first disadvantages of that particular situation with examples and explanation. And here, of course, you need not to write down anything else because you feel that equally it has advantage also and disadvantages also, and that's how you have divided your body paragraph. And last, you will have conclusion. So here in this condition, you will have only 4 body paragraph. So there where you were comparing, right? Okay, yes, the advantages are more. There we were 5 paragraph, but here you will have only 4 paragraphs, right? So keep this in mind. So now let us understand the introduction. So the same topic I'm going to take about that social media. Let me just repeat that topic. So the topic was, what was the topic? Okay, I need to go back just to tell you so that you can brainstorm and you can come up with some ideas in the comment box. Here it says social media is becoming increasingly popular among all age group. However, sharing personal information on social media websites does have risk, right? So we are going to do this in our particular video session today. So if I talk about the topic, yes, so introduction, I have to start with the introduction. So here, when you are writing the introduction, let me just tell you some of the words that you can write down, right? In today's complex world, because we are talking about all the age groups, so better you can take this word. In today's complex world, numerous issues and topics are subjected to debate. On such topic, now write down the topic. Now what is the topic? Social media. Okay, right. While it is true that every topic has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, we know that every coin has two faces, right? So here also that every topic has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. The benefits of dash, now the benefits of what topic? Again, the social media. The benefits of social media outweigh the drawbacks, right? So this is, again, you can see how I'm changing the word, right? This essay will explore the various advantages of social media and demonstrate why they hold greater significance compared to the disadvantages. Can you see this line? And hold, like, why they hold greater significance compared to the disadvantages. So they're telling how the advantages are more than the disadvantages. So this is what I'm going to write down in my essay. Now, if you will see the exact introduction, see this is how the introduction will look like. In today's complex world, numerous issues and topics are subjected to debate. On such topic, rise of social media. While it is true that every topic has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, the benefits of social media outweigh the drawback. The essay will explore the various advantages of social media and demonstrate why they hold greater significance compared to the disadvantages, right? Now, as I've told you in my previous videos also कि आपका जो introduction होता है वो बहुत important होता है. Now, let me tell you why it is important. देखो, आपका introduction, it's something like, it should be like when somebody is reading your introduction, so the person should have 60 to 70% of the idea कि okay, what is the point, what are the point of view or what are the points the student has written, right? Because anyhow, whatever the body paragraph you are writing are the supporting idea only. In the introduction only, you have already introduced कि मेरा ये topic है, ये opinion है और ये opinion है because of that particular thing, right? You have given that frame, right? That skeleton in your introduction only. Now, just to read your language, just to see your language, just to read your ideas, right? People go ahead to read your body paragraph. So make sure आपका जो introduction होता है वो इतना clear हो कि जब भी एग्जामिनर आपका आपका इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ता है तो ही और शी विल हैव एन आइडिया कि ओके स्टूडेंट ने आगे क्या लिखा होगा. एंड इवन इट विल हेल्प यू ऑल्सो टू स्टे फोकस. आप जब अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में आप लिख दोगे ठीक है मैं आप बताने वाला हूँ कि एडवांटेजेस कैसे ज़्यादा हैं डिसएडवांटेजेस, सो एनी हाउ आप इसी तरीके से अपने ऐसे को आगे कैरी फॉरवर्ड करोगे. सो मेक श्योर आपका इंट्रोडक्शन क्लियर हो एंड वेरी ईजी टू अंडरस्टैंड हो विद ऑल द मेजर पॉइंट्स दैट आई हैव टॉट यू. Now talking about the body paragraph here. So here the body paragraph 1, right? Of course, the body paragraph 1 will talk about the very first advantage, right? As I've told you that we have to divide. So to begin with, right, I'm using this again, the opener, or I will say the word that can start my essay or a paragraph. To begin with, one prominent advantage of, now what is the topic? I'm going to write down that is, advantage number 1. I'm going to write down the social media ka advantage number 1 here. This means that I'm going to give some supporting ideas with example, right? So this is the particular format which I have told you, EQ. You remember that EQ, that you are going to put the evidence, then you are going to explain that with some example, right? So that's what I'm following here. So now, as I've told that you have to somehow write down more advantages and disadvantages. So by adding moreover, so ये connector होता है, linking word होता है, जिससे हम add करते हैं और information in the same sequence. Means I'm not going somewhere else. I'm writing something, some more points in the same sequence. So by saying moreover, write down another advantage. So here in the one body paragraph, you can write down the 2 advantages and then supporting ideas. So let's see how the introduction will look like here. To begin with, one prominent advantage of social media is the seamless connectivity. So see, the very first advantage I'm giving, the seamless connectivity it offers. Now I'm explaining that. It means it allows individuals to stay connected with friends, family and colleagues regardless of geographical boundaries. So like, of course, the connectivity, and also it is allowing people to connect all the time, no matter how far they are. Now I'm explaining it by saying, for instance, through platform like Facebook, Twitter, people can share updates, photos and videos instantly for fostering a sense of belonging and community. Now, moreover, adding one more point here, one more advantage related to that. Moreover, social media serves as powerful tool for networking career opportunities and spreading awareness, both awareness about social issues. So not only it is helping us to stay connected with our family, friends and colleagues, but also it is a very powerful tool for a networking career opportunity and spreading the awareness, right? If you wanted to know, let's suppose कोई भी अगर न्यूज़ होता है तो सबसे पहले वो आपके सोशल मीडिया पे रिफ्लेक्ट होने लगता है, फिर वो न्यूज़ चैनल में आने लगता है. सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पर आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें पता चलती है. सो दिस इज हाउ आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस दी somehow 2 advantages, I would say that, in the first body paragraph. Now the second body paragraph, of course, you have to write down the disadvantage. So here, despite its advantages, तो इसके advantages के साथ साथ इस टॉपिक के कुछ डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं. किस टॉपिक के? सोशल मीडिया के. ठीक है. वन नोटेबल ड्रॉबैक क्या है वो मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगी सपोर्टिंग आइडिया के साथ. तो सेकंड में मेरा फर्स्ट डिसएडवांटेज जाएगा with supporting ideas with examples. So let's see that. Despite its advantages, so I'm acknowledging कि advantages तो है, लेकिन उसके advantages के साथ social media also present several disadvantages. So of course I'll not be writing all these disadvantages because I have to write down the advantages are more than the disadvantages. So out of these many, I will take one. One notable drawback is the potential for online harassment and cyberbullying. Right? So I'm writing this disadvantage. This is due to the fact that the anonymity and distance provided by social media platform can lead to the abuse of power and spread of harmful content. Right? So as I'm telling you that the social media pe you can easily get the content, you can easily get the update, but at the same time यहाँ पे harmful content भी होता है. For example, or for instance, individuals hiding behind online profile can engage in cyberbullying, right? Tracing vulnerable individuals and causing emotional distress. These disadvantages highlight the need of protective measures to address these issues. So for example, it's a very common example. You don't know with whom you are chatting, with whom you are talking or sharing. Is he a boy or a girl, behind the screen? So these kind of disadvantages are there, right? So make sure that you are not doing this. Okay, now the third body paragraph, where we are going to talk about that how the advantages are outweigh the disadvantages. So the third body paragraph may, although the topic has drawbacks, so see that the very first paragraph talked about the advantages. सेकेंड बॉडी पैराग्राफ में एडवांटेजेस को एक्नॉलेज करते हुए हमने एक डिसएडवांटेज को इंट्रोड्यूस किया. नाउ थर्ड में डिसएडवांटेजेस को एक्नॉलेज करते हुए आई एम टेलिंग कि क्या जो एडवांटेजेस है, इट ब्रिंग्स आर मोर significant, right? So whatever the advantages are there, somehow they are more important, right? For example, although the social media has its drawback, मानते हैं कि इसके drawbacks हैं, but the advantages it's bring are more significant. लेकिन जो advantages हमें social media देता है वो ज़्यादा important है या वो ज़्यादा है. Talk about disadvantage, discussed, and give some kind of advantage and disadvantage in same page. So here you can say that although the social media has drawback, the advantages bring are more significant. The connectivity and communication facility, right? So this is what I have mentioned in the very first paragraph, right? By social media have the power to bridge gaps, foster relationship, and mobilize the communities, while the instance of harassment and mental health concerns should not be overlooked. So they can be addressed through education, awareness campaigns, and responsible social media policy. So here, see, I did not add anything new. It's just that I have compared both the advantages and disadvantages in the third paragraph. And by saying that, yes, the advantages are more, or it gives us more. The advantages, the points of, I would say that, the points that we are getting, the benefits that we are getting through the social media is somehow more than the disadvantages. Last but not the least is your conclusion, where you have to, briefly mention the point by adding all things or all the points that you have discussed, and you have to neatly finish the essay. So to conclude, I would say, while social media has disadvantages, such as, add the disadvantages here, the advantages offer are undeniable. Therefore, the evident that the advantages of social media outweigh the disadvantages. So we agree. Here also I'm saying कि yeah, disadvantages हैं, लेकिन जो advantages वो हमें देते हैं, disadvantages तो हैं ही, लेकिन जो advantages देते हैं somehow वो ज़्यादा है disadvantages से. So इसीलिए I believe that social media outweigh the disadvantages, or advantages of social media outweigh the disadvantages. Here we can see the conclusion. So in conclusion, while social media has disadvantages such as harassment or spreading misinformation, the advantages it offers are undeniable. Therefore, it is evident that the advantages of social media outweigh the disadvantages. Hope you have understood this. Do not hesitate to write down anything that you want me to clear or you want me to come up with my next video. Write down in the comment box. Now this is how your entire essay will look like with the 4 paragraph. You will start with the introduction, where you will introduce the your essay topic in your own words. You will add one advantage, you will add the other disadvantage. The first advantage you will be describing here, you will be talking about the another disadvantage, or I will say the first advantage and the disadvantage, and then you are comparing both the thing by concluding your essay. So this is how the 1 2 3 4 5 paragraphs are there, because here you are comparing, right? So that is it for a day, right? I hope you have understood all these structures which I'm explaining you. If you want us to come up with some more ideas, or you want me to explain on a particular topic, more in detail, feel free to write down in the comment box. Thank you so much. See you again in the next lecture. Stop कर दो इसे.